What's up? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a new video. So we're going to be working on the F150 today. In this video, we're actually going to be installing new side steps. My truck is an XLT. It had the chrome appearance package, which we obviously got rid of. We blacked everything out. And one of the things that it came with was the OEM factory chrome side steps. Absolutely hated those. They hung super low. Obviously they were chrome, so I wanted to get rid of them. They were old. So that was one of the first things I did when I got this truck over a year ago. Ended up selling them off, and I haven't been running any side steps since then. Now, I really personally don't mind having no side steps. I think it looks pretty clean, but this is a family vehicle. You know, I haul everybody around, wife, kids, and everything. And they're obviously much smaller than me, so it's a little bit more of a struggle to get into the truck than it is for me. So I wanted to find a nice solution for a side step. Now, there's some really awesome options out there, like the AMP Research ones. But I live in the Northeast. It snows, it rains, we get some pretty crappy weather, and having electrical underneath there, you know, just the possibility of it going wrong. I also heard that the gears and the AMP Research side steps, they can wear over time and end up breaking and everything. So I just didn't want to deal with them. Plus they were like $1,500 or so. And I just wanted something much simpler, much easier. So I found these. These are the Rhino DS6 side steps. So very, very nice, very, very rugged looking. So it's going to fit the truck very, very well. As you can see, it's just a pretty simple setup here. They're finished in a very, very nice textured black, so it's going to hold up over time. It's got a nice amount of surface area to step on to get up into the truck. They also have a DSS version, which is a 2-inch step. The DS6, which is these, is a 6-inch step. So I figured I'd get a little bit more surface area for my kids and everybody, and plus I guess for me as well. And also one thing I really liked about these was they're obviously a little bit bigger, and they also offer some type of side protection. So they're going to bump out a little bit and offer a little bit of side protection. Not that I do much off-roading in this truck, but overall, I think it's just going to add a nice amount of just in case, as well as serving a purpose of getting in the truck. So I brought these from a vendor that I have bought a lot of parts for my STI from, Envision Tuning. You're able to hook it up and get everything situated. I ordered these back in November, actually. They were on back order, so it took a while. Actually, the side steps were not, the brackets and everything. These just came in, so it took a little bit of time, but everything is in, so we can get to installing. Pretty simple. You got some brackets that's going to go directly onto the OEM mounts on the truck. These brackets just slide into the little grooves right there, and then you just bolt them up. So very simple install. I figured I would show you how to do it on the truck because I think these are pretty cool, and I think other people will like them as well. So let's go ahead, let's get started. We're actually going to start with these. These are actually the ones that mount right to the frame, the OEM mounts, the OEM studs and everything, so it's really simple. So we're going to get those on the truck, and then we can get to putting everything else on. All right, so as you can see, there's only one here. I actually installed it on the driver's side just so I can familiarize myself with how to do it. Super simple, everything went in beautifully, and I'm really happy with the look. I'll show you the overall look after we get this one on, but I wanted to show you in detail how to do this. Again, I wanted to do it off camera just so I can make sure I'm doing everything correctly, and so I can show you on camera here. But what you're actually gonna need, obviously, is the Rhino DS6 step. The brackets that go right to the frame rail. These brackets actually slide into the little channels right there. Then as for tools, I have a right angle Milwaukee 1/2 inch. I also have a 1/2 inch ratchet. Then you're gonna need a 13 and 14 socket and a small extension as well. That is it for the tools. As for the hardware, everything is provided. So the ones right here on all these lock washers and washers, these ones are gonna be used for actually mounting the steps to the actual brackets. These ones are going to be the brackets to the frame. So the black goes to the truck, the silver goes to the actual step. So it does include instructions and everything, so I kind of followed along. Really, really simple. Don't mind the mess here. I got my new pressure washer set up that I'm going to be installing soon, but I wanted to go over the hardware here because I was a little confused at first. It does tell you everything that you need, but again, it's much easier just to see it on video, so that is what you need. So let's go ahead, let's get to installing. The first things we're actually going to do is installing these 3 brackets right to the frame rail. So let's go to the truck and I'll show you exactly where they are. All right, so we are on the passenger side of the truck, as you can see. So if you go under the passenger rear door, you will find one of the mounting brackets or mounting studs that you're going to need. So there's 1, 2, and then 3 up top. They have 13mm nuts on there from the stock side steps that you need to remove. And then if we move down a little bit, this is under the passenger front door. There's another mounting point, 1, 2, and 3. And there's another one over there as well. Those ones have the 13mm nuts on there that I put back on when I took the steps off, just so I didn't misplace them, but now you can take them off. So let's go ahead, remove those, then we can put the brackets on. All right, so we got the 13 millimeters off. Now what we're actually going to do is use these to get the brackets and everything ready. So for each bracket, we're going to need 3 of these, and then 3 washers, and then we're going to need 3 lock washers as well. So this is what we're going to need for one bracket. So the bracket's going to slip over to the studs, then we're going to put a washer on, a flat washer, then a lock washer, and then the 13 millimeter hex nuts here. And then keep everything loose, don't tighten everything down yet. I'm going to show you on the truck just exactly how to do it, but I figured I'll go over it here. So let's grab all this hardware, let's grab a bracket, and let's get it on the truck. All right, so as for the brackets, I just want to mention this before we get under the truck. You can see we're going to be using all 3 of these, but there's different orientations that you can put it. So as you can see, the side piece has an angle here. This piece right here is going to be facing down. So that these holes down at the bottom here is actually what's going to connect these to the side steps. And the 4 holes with the adjustments up there are going to be the ones that you put on the studs on the frame rail. So let's head over to the truck and I'll show you how to put these on. All right, so here's the bracket. The 2 holes at the bottom that are not elongated, those are going to be facing down. So you're just going to slip it over the studs on the frame like that. Then we're going to take a flat washer, then a lock washer, and then one of the little nuts, and put that on. Now again, we're not going to tighten this down, just loosely put it on for now. And we're going to do the same orientation on all 3 studs. So that is what it's going to be looking like for now. So you can see the brackets hanging down. Those 2 holes is what we're actually going to mount the little brackets to that are in the garage still. And I'm going to show you how to slip them in the actual side steps. So these are still loose. I didn't tighten them down yet, and I suggest not tightening them down so you have the full adjustability to get to where you want. Because once you get these side steps actually on the truck, you can move it back and forth and position it right where you want it. So let's head over here and I'll show you how to get these brackets in. It's pretty simple. And I'll explain why I have a Home Depot bucket over there as well, which makes it a lot easier. But so you can see the brackets here, they're actually threaded, so you don't have to hold any nuts or anything on, which is really nice. And the way you want to position these, because there's a million different ways to put it, you actually want the flat piece facing on top of the side step. So you can easily put it in this way, but you actually want to put it in that way. So all you got to do, slip it in the slide, and they slide into the channels. Do it for all 3. So you're going to put 2 towards the front and 1 towards the back. Once we get them in there, we can bring it over to the truck and I'll show you what I used that bucket for. All right, so I got the brackets in. As you can see, they're right there. You just kind of slide them into position. This one took a little bit more force. The other ones on the other side, I was able to slip right in. This, I had to kind of knock them in. I used my the back side of the ratchet, which I probably shouldn't have done, but it didn't really take too much force and they popped right in. Like I said, I got 1 in the back and there's 1. And then the other one's right there. So 2 in the front. I mean, you can slide them wherever you need to. So it doesn't really matter where you have them right now. But just so you know, when you put them on the truck, you need 1 in the back, 2 in the front. So let's bring this over to the truck and I'll show you what I used this little bucket for. All right, the bucket. So it's going to come in handy if you're doing this alone. I found that Home Depot bucket with the lid off, with the level kit and everything that I have on right now and the wheels and tires, is the perfect height to be able to just slide the bucket up right to the brackets and be able to bolt everything up. I don't know how I got so lucky with that being the perfect height, but you can find some things around your garage or your house or whatever to use, but I found that the bucket worked very, very well. So basically I'm going to slide the bucket in, move the brackets to where I need to position the holes, get the hardware, and then just tighten them down. But let's get the hardware so I can show you exactly what you need. It's the only hardware left. So we're going to go over to our table. Sorry for the mess yet again. So what we're actually going to do is slip the lock washer on first and then the big washer. So I'm going to do that to all 6 of them, and then I'll bring these over to the truck, and then I'll show you just how easy it is to install with my little bucket method, because if I was doing this by myself without the bucket, I can definitely see it being a challenge since they're kind of heavy, hard to hold up by yourself. If you had a friend, obviously it would be way easier, but the bucket just takes the stress off. So let's grab all this hardware and get it on the truck. So as I mentioned, the bucket is perfect. As you can see, the bracket is right up against the actual side step. So the whole entire side step's going to raise up quite a bit once you tighten everything down. So that is not the final placement, but now we're going to take our hardware that I just put everything together. So we're going to take one of these and just slip it through the back of the bracket straight into those little brackets that we slid into the channel of the side step. I guess this is the most difficult part of it, since you need kind of position everything, and it's kind of a little hard to get the brackets to stay into place, but you'll get it once you get one of these in. It's much easier. So let's go ahead and get this hardware in. Alright, so I got these side steps bolted up. It's very loose. Obviously I didn't tighten anything down, but I wanted to show you. So you can position it where you want it since it's on those little channels. So as you can see, you can slide it basically to forward or back, position it. I do wish the logo right here would line up with the doors. It's actually towards the front when you kind of level everything out or make it nice and even, but that's just kind of a minute detail that I figured I'd mention because I'm OCD. But I'm going to position it to where I want it, but I'm actually going to tighten down the brackets to the frame first. So I'm going to tighten them down. They're 13 millimeters, get everything nice and snug. And then once we get the actual step where we want it positioned, we're going to tighten them down. The silver bolts, those are 14 millimeters, and then we'll be done. Alright, so that is where I'm going to leave it. It's exactly the same on the other side, so I'll show you real quick. And it's going to be hard to tell. I didn't measure anything, I just kind of did by eye. And if you want to get crazy, you can obviously do it with measurements and everything, but that is what we're looking at. So basically, the back of it goes a little past the back door, and this one, same thing, goes a little past the front door. If we go to the other side, this corner goes past the front door a little bit, and same thing in the rear. So closest as I'm going to get it without going crazy and measuring everything. But let's go ahead and tighten down the 14 millimeters, the silver bolts on the actual bracket on the bottom here, and then we can be done. But overall, I'm really liking it. These will kind of move up once I tighten it, but yeah, it looks really good. I think it fits the truck very, very well. It looks super rugged, and you know, exactly what I was looking for. So let me go tighten those up and we can wrap it up. All right, so my OCD got the best of me. Just a quick little measurement, I guess, for anybody that is curious, just to get some type of reference point. What I did was measure the little label right here to the 2 doors. Right up to the doors, we are at 2 1/4 inches basically on the driver's side. Now if we go over to the passenger side, I had to make a little bit of adjustment. I had to move it forward a little bit, but as you can see, it is 2 1/4 as well. I mean, very, very loose measurement, but I don't think anybody's gonna notice, you know, a couple eighths of an inch or anything like that. So as close as I'm gonna get it. So let me go and tighten these down, and then I'll show you the finished product. complete. Everything is done. Absolutely love it. Really don't like when side steps hang too low because it limits your clearance and everything. These are actually nice and tucked up against the frame of the truck. And then, you know, they're not really too noticeable when you're looking down, but when you open up the truck door, you get ample surface area to put your foot on and get in the truck. So definitely going to help out the family. I guess it'll help out me as well, the kids in the back and everything, which is going to be really nice. Be able to not hear them complain about having to get in and anything. They can do it themselves. And yeah, I got 3 car seats in the back, so can fit the entire family. And absolutely love these. I'm really impressed with them. The quality is great. I think they're going to hold up very, very well over time. And yeah, so there is the passenger side. We'll go over to the driver. There we go. I think it looks really good. It fits the truck very, very well, and doesn't look too out of place. Really, the chrome ones were just too much for me, and it just stood out too much, and they hung really low and just made the truck look really ugly. But these look really nice. Fits the truck. Makes the truck look even wider than it already is. That's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are interested in these, I will leave a link below. I picked them up from my guy, Bryant, over at Envision Tuning. He can get you anything, whether it's STI, car, or truck related. He can get you, or they can get you absolutely anything you need. They are the go-to place. Amazing deals. They get it to you nice and quickly. I am still waiting on the new Morimoto Gen 2 taillights. I had the version 1s, as you guys know. Ended up selling them off for now because the Gen 2s are supposed to come in a couple weeks. I ordered them back in November. It was a pre-order. So I'm waiting for those to come in. These are the stock ones, kind of boring, and they're all incandescent bulbs, so I can't stand it. I do like the red on there since I have been running these smoked ones. And the new ones coming in are the smoked red, so it should look really, really nice. And we still got plenty of things to do with the STI pressure washer install, so a lot of things going on. So stay tuned. If you guys have any questions at all, be sure to ask them below. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.